Hey everyone, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity. When we last left off, we were actually not here. We were over here in the lighthouse, getting killed over and over by the ghosts that haunted it. So we decided to move on. Take our business elsewhere, and save some face, what little we managed to salvage, and go and find Kolek. So I spent a little while walking around trying to find him, and then I just, did the smart thing, looked at the map, and found his house right here. So we're going to go in and confront this dude. I believe this was for, I can't remember exactly the name or the person really, but I was supposed to confront him about, I was supposed to confront him for Bracanta, that I needed to make an example out of him as a favor so that she would lower prices on squash, so then the inn could lower their prices, and yeah, it's just a whole thing. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk to Kolfik. A youngish elven man squints at you in surprise. You can't just barge into somebody's house like this. Who do you think you are? I'm a friend of Bracanta Domino. He takes a step back. Now wait just a minute. I'm staying clear of the Dominos, you understand? Surely we can put this behind us. Let's see here. What did you do to make Bracanta so angry? I told her she wasn't my type. Maybe not as tactfully as that, but I didn't want to trouble with the most dangerous man in Defiance Bay. How could I know she'd take it so personally? Okay, so he turned her down and she's really angry at him about it. She told me to make an example, so I'm trying to think if I should kick him out of Defiance Bay or if I should beat him up. I don't necessarily want to be the bad guy here, but I think, yeah, it does make sense. If I don't do this, then she will definitely send someone else who would beat him up, and maybe they might not be as gentle as me. So I guess I'll just, yeah. If I don't give you a good beating, Bracanta will send someone else who will. Alright, yeah. So we just beat the crap out of that random dude. Oh man. So yeah, it's a lot of blood. Alright, there we go. I don't necessarily like being someone's hired thug, but I mean, in the end, I'm assuming it's for a good cause, trying to get the brothel to be able to lower their prices so that the thugs will also stop harassing people. So hopefully that man's suffering will result in some recompense. Not sure if he cares about that, but it is what it is. Alright, where were they at? Bracanta's house is this one, right? Yeah, House Domino. Alright, I believe she was upstairs. And there she is. Hey, Bracanta.
Hail and well met.
Back again? If only my husband returned so quickly. Alright, yeah, I've dealt with him. That makes me very glad indeed. She draws one crimson fingernail to her lips. Tell me about it. Don't leave out a single detail. She nibbles on the tip of her fingernail. Yeah, I definitely gave him a solid beating. I think he learned his lesson. A small smile curls at the corners of her lips. Consider me a satisfied customer. She slips a pouch under your belt, and anytime you want to come back, you can have a look at my special wares. Okay. So, I completed that task, but did that mean she... Let's see, supply and demand here. Now let's see if we can convince her to lower the prices for Maya. So yeah, now that I've helped you out, how about you make bitter squash more affordable for Maya's lot? Fair enough. Never let it be said that I don't give as much as I get. Awesome. Sounds good. Now we can go ahead and return to Maya and let her know that the price of her bitter squash is reduced. I just kind of realized the irony that in order to stop these thugs from harassing the brothel goers, I instead harassed some random dude on behalf of some corrupt noble. Well, I mean, too late now to change my decisions. But just watch that come back and bite me in the ass later. Hopefully, if it does, it'll be something I can maybe talk my way out of. This whole situation doesn't necessarily need more violence. Here we are, back at the Salty Mast, which is, by the way, an amazing name for a brothel.
Well met, friend.
She raises an eyebrow, dusting her hands on her apron. What's the news this time? The Dominells have agreed to lower the price of the bitter squash just for you. Maya smiles, revealing rows of large, dagger-sharp teeth. That's news worth celebrating, and I'll see the rest of the district can afford to celebrate too. Take some copper and enjoy yourself. Her smile widens. And should you choose to have your fun here, enjoy my special discount. If you just need some rest, the room is yours for free. You go ahead. Really, I'll just wait by the bar with a glass of something that kills disease. A knowing grin wraps her blue markings. Now, just what can I do for a strapping lad like yourself? Sorrel. Yeah, is there someone here named Sorrel? She laughs. You must be new in town, dearie. She's only the most sought-after girl in the district. You want to spend time with her? Just ask. She's 1,000 for a night, but she's worth every pond, or so they tell me. Fancy to go with her? She nudges you in the ribs. I'll give you a special rate of 500 to thank you for your help with the little problem. Well, maybe another time. Okay, that was for Sorrel. What was Sorrel? What did she have to do with? Okay, yeah, I met a young Glenfathan named Tristwin in the Brackenberry Inn. He and a prostitute named Sorrel worked together, fleecing wealthy nobles into... Okay, that's right. Okay, yeah, so she had a falling out with this dude because she stole a medallion but wouldn't give it to the dude who said it was... He claimed it was... What was it? He claimed it had significant importance to his clan, I believe. Yeah, but... Man, 500 copper just to go talk to this girl. I mean, I do have a lot of money to spare. And who knows, in the end, I guess the experience and everything might be worth it. So yeah, I'll go ahead and pay. You'll find her quarters upstairs. She lays a large hand on your shoulder. Don't mind the burly fellow at the door. They're just there to make sure everyone has a good time.
Hey there.
Yeah, sure they are. Alright, I gotta be careful with what I say. Especially with her having those guards. I don't want this to turn into just a brawl. I'm just gonna see if I can convince her to part ways with that necklace.
Greetings.
Powder almost hides the circles under her eyes, and rouge dusts her two prominent cheekbones. Her two prominent cheekbones. Despite it all, Sorrel is beautiful. She favors you with a smile she must have practiced and perfected. Hello, stranger. Let's make you more comfortable. Actually, there's something I need to talk to you about. She runs a smooth finger along your neck and under your chin. Just tell me what you like. It's extra if you want to bring someone else in, though. Actually, your friend Tristwin sent me. He needs that medallion. So do I. Cyril raises her chin. I offered him half of the money, and he refused it. She crossed her arms and paces in a slow circle around you. I'm sure he told you all about his broken clan. Did he also tell you that I got him where he is today? I'm really sorry for him, but I'll bet you anything he lives better now than he did in Ire Glomfoth. I've worked a long time for a way out, and I'm not giving up just because Tristwin suddenly got nostalgic. You know what? I'm just going to see if I can buy it from her. It's worth 6,000 pawns. If you got that kind of coin, I'll gladly help you spend it. Well, yeah, I definitely can't afford that, so, let's just forget about that for now. I'd like you to help me find something else. Oh, well, not exactly what I thought would happen. Let me see. So she thinks she has more of a right to it than Tristwin does. I don't know I mean, so far I don't really have the whole story. It kind of sounds like he used to be part of a clan, but then hasn't been for a long time. And then the way she makes it sound is he suddenly is just claiming that he wants this necklace because he was part of this clan, even though he doesn't really have any ties to it anymore. Yeah, but I'm not sure if that encompasses the whole story or not. We're gonna kind of let that be for a little bit. I'll talk to Tristan in a little while. I wanted to actually follow this one, the Cinders of Faith. I have to find an area with waterfall where the water rises and a bunch of colorful pools, I believe, that she saw in her vision. And she said in order to do that, I could join, or I need to talk to the expedition. And this guy right here is trying to get people to join, so maybe I can talk to him about it. Nope. I cannot. So let's see where the expedition is. Someone at the expedition hall. Okay, I believe actually they might be in the First Fires district. There's also, I believe, a fort where I need to go talk to someone and get permission to go up onto the hill, the northernmost district in town. And then once I get permission from him, I can go up there and
the life of a traveler.
Quests.
So many ruins to uncover, places to see.
Indeed. Though after 5 years, I'll be ready for a break.
It is true. You have been at it far longer than I. Where will you go next when you have all the world to choose from?
Home, of course.
The stones of this ancient tower have been blackened by centuries-old fire, surrounded by a patch of wildflowers. It looks like a memorial. Okay, so there's a crucible where I need to talk to someone about the passage into Heritage Hill. Okay, so maybe it wasn't here. I'll try up in Copper Lane, see if there's... I'll check the map up there and see if that's where the expedition hall is. Otherwise, then that just means it has to be in Brackenberry. Alright, dormitory, Hall of the Revealed Mysteries, Catacombs, Goose and the Fox, House. There we go. Expedition hall. Looks pretty grand. I haven't really gone around this area much, have I? I haven't spent all that much time in Copper Lane, I don't think. Oh, look at that. Bright Hollow restoration completed. Let's actually take a look here and start something new. I think I was going to work on the towers, but actually I'm wanting, having that incident the other day that cost me a bit of money with the bandits, I think I'd like to have more defense. The south curtain wall provides further protection to the Bailey from invaders coming from the south. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think it's a good idea to probably have your security higher than your prestige. It just, to me, that kind of makes sense. It is pricey, though. I'm just going to assume it's going to be worth it in the long run because I won't lose out on... I won't get robbed and stuff like that in the future, ideally. But I could be wrong.
Mercenaries. All fancy weapons and no skill.
Alright, so who do we have here? Wenin. Should you tell me anyone specifically to talk to? Doesn't look like it. Oh, well, what do we got going on here? A well-groomed man steps through the hall with a confident swagger, a smug grin etched on his face. He is flanked by 5 other hard-looking individuals. One of his companions eyes you for a moment before spitting chew at your feet. Another pup come wandering in, I see. Just know that Bine's giant slayers run things around here, and you'll be fine. Sorry, that definitely just caught me up in a tongue twister. Never heard of him. His eyes narrow. You have now. Stick around Defiance Bay and you will again. Plenty of bounties to go around, but there's a reason the giant slayers get the lion's share. Remember that. A voice bellows across the hall. Enough jabber-bine. You're gonna do the job or talk about it. His jaw tightens. Wennon's right. The coin ain't going to collect itself. He looks at his comrades and jerks his chin toward the door. See you around, pup. So I guess it's another group of,
Hey there.
mercenaries, I guess, like me.
Don't stand on ceremony. State your business.
Yeah, do you know of a place in the wilderness with colorful pools and a waterfall that rises? I know the place. Got a map locked up in one of those chests with a very spot marked. It's yours for 50 coppers. Yeah, here you are. You'll find it in the back room behind Sonild's shop. He hands you a key. Look on the map for Searing Falls. Fantastic place. The thermal springs alone are worth the money. Falls are so hot, most of the water turns to steam. That's the rising you were talking about. Wennon casually nods your way. His eyes continue to float from the mercenary to mercenary as he speaks. What else do you need? Tell me about the dozens. Wennon's expression becomes serious, the timbre of his voice deepening. Good men and women trying to walk in the footsteps of great men and women who came before us. We are a loose association of warriors and expeditionaries in the Deerwood. Not as fancy as the Crucible Knights, mind you, but at least we remember our roots. At least they remember someone else's roots and pretend to be like them, he means. And your roots, exactly? The Crucible Knights take pride in having won the Deerwood freedom 150 years ago, but we're the ones who have protected it. Everyone knows that the Saints' War ended when Godhammer was destroyed, or when Godhammer destroyed Widewind at the Avon Dewar Bridge. A lot of folks don't know how Widewind wound up on that bridge. 7 men, 5 women. They walked out of Halgot Citadel and faced down a god. Held him there until the bomb went off. He thumbs the table. That's the legacy we defend. Some call us mercenaries, but we don't need matching armor and silky cloaks to remember our roles. We're the same now as we were then. We stand up for the people. First line of defense, whatever it takes. We got new enemies now. If it's not Wadewind, it's this damn legacy. It's the damn soul butchers in Brackenberry making things worse on all of us. Probably causing the whole thing one way or another. Well, we haven't gone anywhere, and there's a lot more than 12 of us now. We defend Deerwood once, we'll do it again. Alright.
Yeah?
Take it he's really passionate about that. Daggers mark the location of various Angwithan ruins. Notes posted around the map lists bets on current expeditions.
Hey there.
Alright, he said it was in a chest somewhere. Not quite sure where he said this chest was. Thought he said it was behind a room. Oh, it was in Sonild's shop. He said behind the shop. Okay. Here we go. So I don't know why this is stealing if the dude gave me the map and permission to take it. Let's just go ahead and make sure we're not seen when we do this. Let's see if we can take a look at that map real quick. I'm guessing it went straight into here. This map marks areas of geological activity in the Deerwood and Ire Glamfoth. Of note is a description of a cavern where molten rock flows within a deep chasm. Alright. Okay, so I think that's all we needed from the expedition hall. What do we got going on over here? Arrows are for practice in the expedition hall only. Purchase weapons for personal use from Sonild. No exceptions. The edges of these swords have been blunted for practice. Okay, so this whole area is kind of just like where, well, they practice. Let's see if Sonild sells anything we might want.
Hello.
The woman looks up from polishing a dagger. Haven't seen you before. You headed out with the expedition company? She raises an eyebrow. Or are you betting on one? Actually, how long have you worked at Admeth's Den? She leans on the countertop and drums her fingers. Oh, a few years. I got in the minute the last merchant cleared out. She nods toward the main area of the hall. They've got new expeditions venturing out every week, so this is a great place to do business. And the dozens make loyal friends and loyal customers so long as you stick by them. She taps the counter. The vendor who was here before me, they ran him out when he sold his best helm to a pair of Crucible Knights. I've been careful to not to make the same mistake. Well, can I buy something? I'm afraid not. See, the dozens only do business with me so long as I only do business with them, and they're good customers. She jerks a thumb to the door, but if you get on Osric's good side, he could make an exception for you. He's probably training some of the new recruits right now. Well, tell me about these expeditions. They're groups of adventurers that venture out into the wilderness. More than a few of them try their luck at scouring the ruins. Most of them come back empty-handed, if they come back at all. Betting on them is almost as risky as actually going, but that's how the expeditions get funded, and every once in a while, one of the adventuring companies will strike it big and make fortune for their backers. Interesting. So let's go talk to this Osric, I think it was? Osric.
For the last time, Aidwig, keep your fucking blade up. If that dummy was armed, it'd have your head off.
Hey there, is there any way I could get access to Sonild's merchandise? She only sells to friends of the dozens. Although, he sizes you up, I do have something I need done. Something that requires... He glances sidelong at an adventurer flailing away helplessly at a dummy. Competence. And what exactly do you need done?
I was formerly one of the Knights of the Crucible. When I left, they kept my arms and armor. The arms they can have, but the armor belonged to my family. I'd like it back.
It doesn't sound like leaving them was your choice.
You don't choose to leave knighthood. The Crucible Knights, they may not be a real knighthood, but the oaths you swear are just as true. Still, turns out that even unofficial knighthoods have politics. You cross the wrong man, suddenly all kinds of accusations are thrown your way, and nobody believes you.
Nothing more destructive than a crowd with the wrong idea. And so why don't you just go and ask for it back?
No. Oh, they'd like that, I'm sure. But I won't be going. Sooner be torn apart by dogs than give them the satisfaction.
And what is this armor?
It's a breastplate. Not much to look at, and it's seen far too much use, but it's been in my family since the liberation.
Alright, I'll see what I can do.
Then it's Penhelm you're looking for. A low snake of a man. If he was to die choking on his own black tongue, it'd be too kind of fate. He kept it when he had me kicked out.
I got word from a reliable source that Penhelm visited a forger in Andra's Gift right after having his soul lineage read by a cipher in Dunrid Row. Should you have it in your heart to find a way to ruin his life while you're there, well, drink's on me. What do you mean having his soul lineage read?
It's a requirement to join the Knights. They have to ensure a novitiate doesn't have a subversive lineage. If Penhelm's superiors found out his affidavit was a fake, his career would be over. Every novitiate gets an affidavit from Dunreed Row, and those are stored at Crucible Keep. If you find Penhelm's, one of those ciphers could tell you if it's real.
Sagani scratches the back of her neck. If generations of Massac's traditions are any indication, this Penhelm probably doesn't remember it. Still, a past like that has to count for something. So you got business with me? Tell me about the expedition hall. It's treasure hunting, plain and simple. Sponsors put up money, hire adventurers to explore the wilds looking for ruins mostly. If they come back alive, they split the spoils. If not, it's because they handle their weapons like this lot in front of me, who might as well be digging their own graves right now. Alright, it's a very passionate dude. I can respect that. So yeah, looks like we got some more tasks to do. Got plenty of stuff to keep us busy while we're here in Defiance Bay. But for now, I think it's a good spot to take a break.
Adair, you have said you fought in the Saints' War, but for which side?
The one that blew up my god.
I didn't mean anything by it. I imagine a man with a head made of fire and light could be very convincing.
Funny thing about Dear Woodens. With all that fire and life, they just treated him like another authority figure.
All right, so as I
Hey
was
there.
saying, this is probably a good time for me to take a break. When we come back, we'll continue
Sure.
on doing a bunch of these little quests throughout Defiance Bay, earning people's respect and all that. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you're enjoying this series. I'm really liking the game, and if you do like this series, go ahead and let me know by just any way, either leaving a comment, a like, a subscribe, letting me know how I'm doing. Be great. So thank you all. Bye.
Nice and quiet.